several seats up for grabs on the San Diego City Council this year.
And last week we had District 6 candidate Tommy Hoff on our show, our evening shows. And today we are joined by his opponent, Kent Lee. Kent, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right to District 6. We're talking Mira Mesa, Scripps Ranch, Sorrento Valley, parts of Kearny Mesa as well. It's a lot of different neighborhoods, a lot of different people. The biggest problems for these neighborhoods, what would you say it is?
Well, I think what we're seeing right now is that within the district, the challenges that we're hearing at the door every single day are more than just with the district. They're
Right.
the same challenges we're facing as a region. So we know that homelessness is really on the top of everyone's mind. We know that as a region, we're in one of the toughest spots with homelessness as we've ever been. Housing affordability, I mean, some of the communities in District 6, were what we considered the communities that you would buy a starter home in. And now we're seeing homes for $100,000, $1 million or more. And then at the end of the day, I think a lot of the communities within District 6 are also aging as a part of San Diego. And what that means is that we need to ensure that we've got reinvestment of tax dollars back for the infrastructure that we need. Streets, parks, libraries that have been 50, 60 years old that need updates to ensure that they're continuing to serve our residents well.
I've been driving into work middle of the night for 14 years now.
Yeah.
And I remember many years ago, and we were in Kearny Mesa.
Yeah.
Didn't see a lot of any homeless really. And now when I come in, the street is really lined with it.
Yeah.
How do you fix that? Because it seems like it's just an ongoing problem and it's getting worse.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we have to admit that as a region, we've thrown so much money at it, and that's not the simple solution. We need a strategic response across the region. We've actually got a homelessness plan on our website that doesn't just introduce things that are new. We're talking about a number of strategies that we've always recognized are needed. So things like we need to increase outreach. And we know that it's not just from law enforcement. We need outreach with the professional support, mental health and behavioral health services that actually meets the needs of those who might be on the street. We know we need more shelter. We've talked about that a lot in the last week or two, especially as the city and county. We don't have enough shelter beds of the types that we need to actually serve those who are coming off the street. And then in the long run, we actually need the types of housing to be able to support people who want to be able to stay in San Diego, affordable housing, permanent supportive housing. And a lot of this is just to address the homelessness we see on the street today. But what we also need to be doing as a region is ensuring that we actually take action to prevent it from happening to begin with.
For those maybe not familiar with you, give us a little background on what you did, your career,
Yeah.
and what you bring to the table on the city council. And after that, why get into politics?
I'm actually
Fair question, right?
Absolutely.
Why get into politics?
I'm a 16-year resident of the district. My wife and I actually met at UC San Diego. We're raising two young kids, 2 and 5 years old. And for me, most of my career and my work in the community has been in the nonprofit world. I've been running an organization called Pacific Arts Movement. They were just on the show last week. Talking about their Chile Scene event, run the San Diego Asian Film Festival. And then a lot of my volunteerism has been in the community. I've been serving on the Mira Mesa Community Planning Group, with the UC San Diego Chancellor's Advisory Board, advocating for small businesses with the Asian Business Association. And I'm here because I believe that the region has really serious challenges that we're facing. And we need serious candidates who are gonna bring real solutions to the problems that we're facing. And at the end of the day, I think that comes especially with a community voice in mind. My experience is very much with one that's about coalition building. It's about bringing people together to solve the challenges that we face. It's what I've shown to do within my career, but also along the campaign trail, building the kind of support that's needed to actually be able to address the challenges we're facing.
You talk about the community, and we know that there are a lot of Asian-owned businesses in many of these areas. Chris Cate, who currently holds the seat, really pushed to bring more traffic, so especially to the Kearny Mesa area.
Yeah.
What do you plan on doing? Do you plan to continue that?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is a district that is now 41% Asian American Pacific Islander. A lot of us know that the Kearny Mesa Convoy region is now the sort of cultural Pan-Asian district within San Diego. And it's going to undergo a bit of change in the next couple of decades. We have a brand new community plan update that's taken place. We're talking about bringing in residential along with the sort of updates to commercial, and to really have a vibrant neighborhood that's going to be walkable, to bring transit in, to really liven up the district. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for that in the future, and it takes folks who understand the complexities of the community, the fact that the Asian American community is not a monolith and is very diverse in the opportunities and the needs that they have, and that's what I'm hoping to bring.
All right, Kent Lee, running for District 6 candidate for the City Council, and I know Mira Mesa also is kind of getting up in that same level as Convoy with the best food, the best restaurant. My goodness. Kent, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.